Okay, hey guys, I wanted to have like a 5-minute conversation. So since November, I've been getting welders and plasma cutters, and I've been testing different things now. And you hear me making reference once in a while if you watch any of my videos. So this is like my 20-year-old ESAW Power Cut 650. This is my old thermal arc. It's a 250 amp, commercial grade machine. I did buy the Yes Welder DP200. That's mine. I paid for that. I have 4 of the Chinese sourced welders that were given to me at no cost at a buddy of mine's shop. We're testing those. We're rebuilding a dump truck bed and some other stuff right now. So we've been through brands. On the cheapest end, you see like there's a high zone here, there's a high zone here. These are around $100, $80, $70 somewhere. Like this is a this is like a full function MIG-TIG stick. Or I'm sorry, this one is, and then this one here, this is stick only right here. Either one of those you can buy a TIG. Everything here you could buy a TIG torch for and put a TIG torch on it. Now this Andeli, this is a real nice Andeli's. Like, okay, back up. The point of this conversation. So I've touched every one of these machines. I've welded with every one of these machines. Every machine here, whether it's a $70 stick welder or a $2,000 thermodyne, every one of them will weld. Okay. So what I wanted to make this shorter video, I'm trying to keep this around 5-6 minutes. There's like, if you want to have a welder as a homeowner, home user, whatever, there's no reason not to, because you can get them so cheap now that you can buy these high zones, like something like this MIG135 plugs into a 110 volt outlet. It's flux core, doesn't do gas. It's fine for a lot of guys. Every one of these things will weld, and they will weld good enough to do basic repairs around the house, the garage, on all of your stuff. And I always throw the same examples out, things that I repair for other people, lawnmower decks, porch swings that, they rot out and the hook rips through, and I, add some metal, add a washer maybe to the metal, do something like that to make it so we could rehook, little things like that. They're typically thin metal. 1/8 inch is probably about as thick as an average homeowner is going to get involved with. But everything here will do it. Now, when you're looking at all these Chinese welders and you go from your, $70, $80 range and you get up into your, like this Andeli right here, this is a AC/DC pulse TIG machine. It's like an $800 or $900 machine. This Andeli, this MIG270, this is probably somewhere in the $400 or $500. LOTOS. These are better machines. LOTOS is a higher quality machine. I have 3 LOTOS machines. I've run 3 different Andeli machines. The build quality is better. The display, the options in them are better. And that's not saying that a high zone won't work for you, or moving up a little bit. Bestarc. Bestarc is probably a pretty good super value based machine. I've had, I think I've had 3 or 4 different Bestarc models, 9th gens and 5th gens. So what I can't tell you, what nobody can tell you about all this stuff here, right? Again, you see that I have a 20-year-old machine here, 20 plus, and a 20-plus-year-old machine here. I am not a professional welding shop. I weld, farm equipment, race cars, sled pulling trucks, friends and family that have things break, fabricating my own stuff around here as I need it, just all that stuff. So they get used nowhere near like a commercial shop would use them, but 25 years old-ish, right? And they're still working. What we don't know is any of this stuff, especially when you're getting down into the high zone Bestarc lower end, how many years they're going to work with intermittent use the way, like, say, I use, right? I'll probably die with these machines. I don't know if you were a 40-year-old man and you bought a Bestarc, I don't know that you're going to die still welding with that machine. But back to the point, they all weld sufficiently, right? Now, if you're, super, Black Ops Ninja welder, You're probably not going to be happy with anything by Hyzone or Bestarc. You're probably going to look at them as their kids' toys. But if you are not at Black Ops, Ninja, Welder, there's no reason that you can't spend $100 bill or less and buy a Hyzone, or maybe 120, 150 and buy a Bestarc. Or maybe you want to really splurge, buy yourself something nice. Go look at Andeli and go look at LOTOS and look at some of these like higher end Chinese welders, because I think that it's so obvious when you touch these, when you open up the doors, when you feel the thickness of the metal, when you see the displays, when you're the tactile feel of the buttons. These brands are higher, right? These brands are lower. Everything about them lower. But the weld quality, they put sufficient weld quality down to do whatever you want to do. So I know there's a lot of people that hate Chinese welders, but you know what? Today, everyone going to Harbor Freight and buying a welder, you're buying a Chinese welder. You're buying Eastwood welder, you're buying a Chinese welder. You buy an Everlast welder, you're buying a Chinese welder. Yes Welder is a Chinese welder. ArcCaptain, which is I would put ArcCaptain probably above Yes Welder. Probably ArcCaptain and Everlast are probably your highest end of your Chinese welders, right? And then, but they're priced that way, right? I mean, like, honest to God, they're priced that way. So as you start to negotiate your way down through the price points, you're going to bottom out into what I'm going to call no name. You've never probably heard of Hyzone, right? There's two here, you know, like I said, a box there and a box there. They exist, but you've never heard of them and you've never seen them advertised, and you're never going to walk into your friend's house and go like, oh man, you got a Hyzone. No, but if you walk into your friend's house and you got something broke and you say, hey, do you have a welder? And he pulls out a Hyzone, you're not going to tell him, whoa, don't do it. Don't do it. It's a Hyzone. You can't fix my thing, right? They work. So they work. They're cheap. Don't know how long they'll work. That's what you're paying for as you're moving up through the ranks here. You're kind of moving up into, you know, this stuff, and then pretty soon you're getting up into Yes Welder and like I said, ArcCaptain and Everlast. And once you get past that, you really ought to step into, you know, something like, you know, if you want to keep spending money, keep going up the, you know, the ESABs and the Lincolns and the Millers and stuff like that, just depending on where you want to go. A Miller, a machine like these that comes with like pretty much everything you need in a box for $500-ish, LOTOS and Andeli, $500, $600, $700, depending on the model you're picking, to match that in a blue paint job from Miller. You're going to triple your money at least. But your Miller, you're probably going to die and pass that on to your child or whatever. So that was my point. I just kind of wanted to show you that, like, I literally am playing with this stuff. Like, I mean, you pick a welding mask. I mean, they need taken apart and cleaned because I've been welding with them and I got material in them. This one is really cool. This is a new one out by Andeli. It has lights. It's heavy. I did a review on it. I do mention it does have a battery pack in the roof of it right here. It is heavy, but I mean, if you're working underneath of a race car, truck, something like that, and you don't have free hands, you need to see, you have LED lights. You got high, medium, low, long hold, turn it off. You could do that. Your adjustments are all on the outside. So while you're underneath and you have it locked on, and once you learn your adjustments, you can do that from under there. They're nice. This is an ArcCaptain. Again, nice mask. External adjustment. Doesn't have the headlights on it, but this thing is super compact, super light, super tight. You could fit into places you're not going to fit with that. This you know, EX Space by ArcCaptain's you know, a cool mask. All this stuff. And then I wanted to mention Super Clean to you guys. It's a product I recently started getting and using around the garage and the shop, and I kind of really enjoy it. The Super Clean works good when you have oil spills, hydraulic fluid spills, stuff like that. You need to clean the concrete floor. You need to clean engines, parts, tractors, whatever. Super Clean is something that you might want to look into. I would say that right now I'm real impressed with it. I've used, you know, Simple Green, Purple Power and all that, and Super Clean sort of, I think, is my new go-to. So I wanted to just share that with you. I might do a formal review of it. We'll see as I go forward. But that's it. So, hey, do me a favor, like and subscribe. I know some people probably like watching me open a box and weld. I don't know how beneficial it is because, like I said, everyone welds, and if you know how to weld, everyone welds plenty good enough. So there's not a lot of value in that other than you guys like to see me throw sparks, I guess. I don't know. But like and subscribe. Subscribing lets you know that I put another video up. Liking helps push it out to other people. That helps me. I appreciate that. So, hey, you guys have a great weekend. Share the video. I appreciate you. Hope you appreciate me.